Ladies and gentlemen, and college sports fans all around, you asked for them. You wanted them. Roll Tide, Rise Up, and Nick Saban Jr. on the CTS Sports Room is now live.
Satisfied? If you are not hungry, you need to check yourself.
And what papers you gotta go get it and go out.
Right now is your chance. Right now is your opportunity. Right now, you gotta make today count.
Roll Tide, everybody. Happy Thursday, July the 27th, 2023. Welcome to the CTS Sports Room. It's the Nick Saban RiseUp Sports Talk TV, college football TV. And without further ado, I'm going to bring in my good friend, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Nick Saban Jr. Come on in, sir.
What we do is important, but how we do what we do becomes more and more important. And that's for every guy here. We got to do it better. Our goal is to have the kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time.
It's all about what does it take to break you.
Roll Tide, bro.
What's going on?
And give me nothing much,
Yes,
brother,
sir.
nothing much, man. Let's see on this good Thursday afternoon, man. Really have a good show. What's going on with you?
Yes, sir. Ready, man.
All right. So, for everybody in the chat, tonight's show, the topic of the show was thought up by Nick Jr. himself. So, good show though, good topic because I'm with him 100% on this. So, with that being said, I'm gonna turn it over to him and let him start this thing off. Go ahead, sir.
So this topic is basically based off the events that happened yesterday. You know, we kind of was expecting DeMarcus really to commit to Alabama, but hey, congratulations to the young man for making the decision for his education and playing career. Congratulate him for that, and I wish him much success. But you know, from that, us Alabama fans, we get uptight about these things. You know, we get uptight about these things, and when these young men make decisions for themselves, you know, us adults, because most of us are adults, and we act out in a way that I don't think is cool. You know, I don't think it's cool, whatever. And you know, it's a young man making a decision for himself. Now, if he feel like he need to make decisions to better later on, that's on him. His decision, but I feel like he made a good decision because you see a lot of comments that this and that about kid, but hey, the dude what he did was best for him. And I want to talk about this because y'all, if we miss out on a recruit, this recruiting cycle, yes, we want to get them all. Yes, I am one of them Bama fans that want to get all the recruits. I want them all. Don't get me wrong. But I know reality, that's not going to happen. But if we miss out on this recruit, it's okay because we can't forget what we had last season. Hey, we had a massive class last season. That class was freaking ridiculous. And I want to stand to say it kind of happened because most of us look at what Georgia has going on right now. Don't compare it to. Just look at what your team got going on. And coaches staff can bring the best out of what we have because the class that we had come in, those guys haven't even played a snap at Alabama yet. And from some of the remarks when we miss out on a recruit, it kind of sounds like everybody forgotten that we have thrown them out the window already, but we can't do that because last class was loaded. So we're not going to be able to sell that to every person. We're not going to be able to sell that to every person. And that's the one of the ones I want to talk about. But I know you had something to say, especially on this DeMarcus Reed thing yourself. And I want to hear what you got to say before I move on from that.
All right. So basically, it's the same thing that you were saying. I'm in agreement with you 100%. I watched the commit, him commit live yesterday. And like I always say, I'm one for the chat. So I'm in the chat room and I'm Roll Tide. And I congratulate the young man. But I'm looking at, the comments, man. And it's not only, us, but it's other things. Here's one crazy thing. I know I said I'm not gonna talk. I don't really talk about Georgia much. I try not to anyway, but it was some Georgia fans in the chat saying something like, "Oh, Alabama, y'all losing, man. Nick Saban losing it, man. Y'all lost out on the recruit to Auburn." And I'm like, dude, I don't know if you realize that he was committed to Georgia. He wasn't never committed to Alabama. He never committed to Alabama. Listen, if anybody got done dirty, it's you guys, because this man committed and he didn't even give y'all the respect of decommitting before he committed to somebody else. So I'm just saying, come on, brother. I mean, just like Kangaroo Black video about the OCs and the DCs, and everybody talking about Alabama, but the SEC is littered with OCs, new OCs and DCs, and even head coaches. But Bama's seem like the only thing that can come out of people's mouth, right? But as adults, we got to realize these kids are, 17, 18. Some of them probably haven't even turned 18 yet. They're 17 years old. They're going into their last year of school. We actually have people committing for 2025, 2026. Them cats are 16 years old, and this stuff. So us as adults, I want to say, man, we got certain things we got to stop doing. One thing is we got to stop saying, like, one thing I saw in the chat was, he was too scared to compete. Right? I hear that a lot.
Yep.
They don't want to compete, man. He won't take the easy road. He don't want to compete. Well, I'm gonna take our quarterback room, for instance, right? And I'm just gonna give us this scenario about competing. So let's say when fall camp is said and done and the season starts, that Ty Simpson takes the reins, right? He takes the reins. He is the number one QB. He's won that spot, right? Ty is just a sophomore this year. Last season was his first year, right? So, with that being said, Ty can't declare for the draft. If let's say he has an amazing season this season, right? He can't declare for the draft. He got to come back to Alabama one more year or somewhere. Yep. You got to be a junior to go through your junior season to declare for the draft, right? So this 2 years. So he in 2023 he's gonna be the quarterback, and then we're assuming if nothing happens, 2024 he'll be the quarterback again, right?
Yeah.
Now we got two freshmen in Lonergan and in Holstein, right? So now they're coming in their first year. They'll be freshmen. So in 2 years they'll be freshman, sophomore. Then when Ty leaves, they're going into their junior year, right? They'll be going into their junior year. Now they're going to be battling it out for the QB1, right?
Yeah.
So let's not forget, we got a 5-star quarterback that's coming in 2024, right? He's coming in 2024. So Ty Simpson can't leave basically until 2025. He got to play 2023, 2024, right? Then he'll be a junior to declare for the draft. If he don't stay out 4 years, he may stay out 4 years. But let's say he's gonna declare for the draft. after his junior year, right? So 1 year, you got 2 years where Lonigan and Holstein sitting on the bench. Then you're gonna have 1 year with Julian Sayin sitting on the bench, his freshman year. You know, and if this kid is what they're saying he is, they're saying he's the next generational talent. They're saying he's Tua and Bright, right? He's that.
I'm gonna tell you what I heard about him. I heard the conversation is we talked about Bryce, but I heard it's like this. It was Bryce, then Julian in class of his own as well. That's how I heard about this kid.
Okay.
So that's the talent
that he has. So pending that it translates from high school to college, right? Pending that he come in and he's what everybody say he is. So on his sophomore year, this dude's gonna be competing for the #1 job right along with Holstein and Lonigan. He's gonna be competing with them on his second year.
Tyler,
go ahead.
Buckner might still be there as well.
Right. I'm leaving him in. I'm not even putting him in Miro in this situation. I'm gonna leave them two out. Let's say that they ain't even on the roster. It's just Ty Simpson, Lonigan, and Holstein. That's how we have 3 quarterbacks, right? I'm not putting in Miro. I'm not putting in Buckner. So we got Sayin in. So he decided a year. Ty goes into the draft. He declares for the NFL, right? Eligible for the draft. So we're gonna have 3 quarterbacks that's dueling it out for that QB1 spot between Holston, Lonigan, and Sayin, right? One of them ain't gonna get it. One of them is not gonna make it. So one gonna be QB1, QB2, and the third string. Everybody can't be QB1. So let's say that Julian Sayin is that guy, and he coming in his freshman year. I mean his sophomore year. I expect him to sit a year to learn the book and everything. His sophomore year, he gets the job, right? Now, you still had Holstein and Lonigan here, and they'd have been here 3 years at this point. If they transfer out, are we gonna say they didn't want to compete? They've been competing since their freshman year. If Julian Sayin get a job and he don't get hurt, these cats ain't gonna play, right? So in order for them to, and let's not make a mistake, man. People don't come to play football at any school, especially a big Power 5 school, without having dreams of going to the NFL. That's the ultimate dream, to go to the NFL. So if them cats transfer out of here, because also in the 2025 class, we're shooting for another 5-star quarterback out of Michigan, and his name is Bryce as well. This young man, he's a 5-star, 6'1", 6'2", I think, out of Michigan. We're shooting for the 2025 class. Then the 2026 class, that boy out of Carrollton High School, Julian Lewis, his teammate Caleb Odom just committed to us. So you don't think Caleb gonna be recruiting his quarterback? So I'm saying all this to say, man, we gotta quit saying like, hey, man, they don't want to compete, or they're taking the easy road. It ain't. Listen, these people competed. Paul Tyson competed, but he had to choose for himself. Like, hey, I see the writing on the wall, and he's legacy. He's legacy. His grandfather, the great grandfather, the great Bear Bryant. He's legacy. This man had to leave. He chose to leave. Tua brother came in. He chose to leave. And then when they leave, we start, downing these kids. Some of they don't want to compete or they don't trust the process. But we got to look at it as, like you said the other day, maybe yesterday when you were talking. If you're at your job, or you can put out applications, you put out 2, 3, 4, 5 applications, right? And one place call you back, and they was like, "Hey, man, we'll start you off here with this salary, whatever." But then the second place call you back and be like, "We'll start you off. It's $15K or more a year, or $20K or more a year. We give you 2 weeks vacation time and this and that." As a person, what you gonna choose?
Exactly.
I'm gonna go over here to work all the way to the top, or and I'm saying that about this young man. He going to Auburn, Alabama's stacked, Georgia's stacked, other places are stacked. This man wants to, he wants to compete. He has better chances at this school, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. I'm not scared of competition, but when the people come to Alabama, whatever school they go to, and they done been on the roster for 2-3 years, and they don't get the job, we can't say that they scared to compete. So you got a list of the linebacker room. I'm gonna turn it back over to you, and because you got a list of linebackers.
Yeah. And before I move on to the linebackers, like seriously, like I said, I get competition. Yes, competition will go drive you to be better, but at some point you do have to make that decision. Like, all right, it's time to move on elsewhere. And I just look at it for, even if it was your kid's sake, you got to look at him for the best interest in him. You can tell him to go compete, but listen, when you get down to your junior year and your real thoughts is, I'm trying to get to the NFL, I might not get to the NFL sitting behind this dude. Because this is one thing, I'm going to tell you a situation that happened this week. So my son had a dentist appointment today. All my kids had a dentist appointment today. And my wife told him that he might have to miss practice. And he ain't like that. I said, and I talked to him, I said, what's wrong? He like, I don't want to miss practice. He said, because you always tell me if you miss practice, you get the next person in time to compete. I said, that's true. I said, because a lot of people bash these players in college. A lot of these kids play hurt. For the if it's not an injury that they cannot playing with some type of injury, because in college, when you give that next person the opportunity, you can lose your job just as fast. So I'm spending it in this perspective. What if you a 3-star recruit? You done work way up the playing time, but the dude behind you is a 5-star phenom, and you sit out because of a small injury or something, and this 5-star phenom come get in the game, get 3 sacks, he back down 2 balls, and he got hell of quarterback hurries. Guess what? That next week they're on out. That's what they talk about. That 5-star fresh. It's gonna be hard. So yes, these kids sacrifice a lot. But as far as this, what I'm saying, it's a business, and they got to make business decisions. We talking about competing. Yes, compete. But listen, I got a list of our linebacker room. So
hey, before you get in the linebacker room,
Yeah, huh?
Before you get your list,
okay.
let me say one thing. You just said something. You get hurt. Drew Sanders, Dallas Turner. There you go. That's what happened to Drew Sanders.
And I really believe Drew Sanders wanted to be there, but dang.
And one other thing. I'm gonna go back to the quarterback and I'm gonna hand it back to you. So let's say Lonergan and Holstein stay there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holstein win the spot, or whatever the case may be, after tie goal. Lonergan sit there. You only have so long eligibility to play in college. You only have but so much time.
Yeah.
So what they supposed to do? Just waste his time, sit there 4 or 5 years, never start, and then be like, "Oh well, my time is up." And what we tell them, "Thank you for your service." I'm just, yep. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't. Come on, man.
Because the reality is, everybody is not gonna have Cam Sims story. I came in before them, then Jerry Judy, Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, and Waddle ended up all come. Then Waddle came the next year after them guys, and I sat behind them and stuck it out. But I still got to the NFL as an Andre. Everybody ain't got that story. Everybody ain't gonna have that story. Everybody ain't got that story.
Everybody ain't got that Mac Jones story.
Everybody ain't got the Mac Jones story.
Right.
Like people got to figure it out themselves. But like I was saying about this, people were mad about the DeMarcus thing. Listen, don't forget what we got, guys. And when outside linebacker room currently has 8 5-stars and 8 4-stars. And when I name these names, it's gonna make people remember what we got again. First off, Dallas Turner, 5-star edge in the 2021 class. We all know what Dallas Turner is. Chris Braswell, 5-star number 2 edge in 2020 class. I was going to replace Will. He waited a long time, but hey, he was getting a little playing time in the mix. Another name that people forget, I think he getting mixed up with injuries. Keanu Cole. This dude was a beast coming out of high school, bro. 4-star, number 5 edge in 2021 class. Jeremiah Alexander, 5-star, number 2 edge in the 2022 class. Campbell, 5-star, number 1 edge in the 2022 class. Sean Murphy, 4-star, number 10 inside linebacker in the 2022 class. Deontay Lawson, we all know where he's going to be. Been a big talks about him. 5-star, number 3 inside linebacker in the 2021 class. Kendrick Bradshaw, we got so many hopes for this guy. We don't know if he's going to make it. He probably going to have to make a decision quick if it don't happen. 4-star, number 5 inside linebacker in the 2021 class. And that's number 25, but this man in Texas at Duncanville High School. That is a goddamn great high school. That's a good high school to come out of. Colin Sims goes to Duncan High School right now, Duncanville right now. Duncanville put out athletes. Justin Jefferson, he was a goddamn transfer, 4-star, number 1 JUCO, inside linebacker, 2023. Ian Jackson, people forget about Ian Jackson. What if he so happens to emerge? 4-star, number 24 inside linebacker, 2021. Kadarius Robinson, 4-star, 2020 class. Keon Keeley, 5-star, number 1 edge. Yep, Pierre, number 5. Number 4 edge. Both of them 2023 class. Tresman Marshall, 4-star. Number 8 linebacker, 2019, transfer from Georgia. Only reason why he ain't playing at Georgia, only reason why he ain't playing much at Georgia because he was facing injuries. It was not a talent issue. It was an injury issue. He couldn't make his way back up to the number 1 spot. But the dude's talented. And Jordan Renard, 4-star, number 12 edge in the 2023 class. Listen, these guys are freaking ridiculous. So put yourself in their shoes. And yes, y'all can come with that. I'll compete. Well, just hypothetically speaking, what if these guys do not transfer? We know somebody gonna transfer, but all them guys ain't gonna transfer.
Right.
If they don't transfer, and you expect the kid coming in to be like, I'm finna go play linebacker for Alabama. What if you do? And some of these guys will might above that, but everybody ain't got that in them. Everybody in them. And we can't expect these kids to want to have them in them. Now, if they choose Alabama, that's a good sign because it shows you signs of a person that wants to compete. A lot of these athletes, when they get in these programs, they change their mind fast. After 1 year, after our freshman year, Aaron Anderson, after his freshman year, he was talked about a lot. What he do? Transfer to LSU. I don't know what the reason was, but a lot of these kids change their mind. So everybody ain't got that type of dog in them. I ain't saying he ain't got dog in them, but everybody ain't got that mindset to want to come in and I'm going to be patient, wait my turn. Everybody ain't got that. But don't forget what we got, guys. Last class, we stacked class. Last class, we stacked up on the master class. I get it. And I know, again, you go back to referring to Georgia, people, I'm telling you, you can't compare the two. Yes, Georgia is recruiting lights out right now. But at this point, mad about it all you want to, Kirby, you know why Kirby can sell playing time? He might not be able to sell starting time, but you know why he can sell playing time to these guys? Because they rotate 3 deep. Now I would take a chance with. If I had a kid, I would take a chance. I'll be like, hey, look at the situation. The last couple of years, Bama ain't been rotating heavy. Bama, and this is me making a decision for my kid, helping my kid making a decision, or me myself if I was in their shoes. At least with Georgia, I can go over there and get some playing time, possibly if I go in there and work my butt off. Right. But I'm saying, don't forget what we got. We missed out on Aaron Hampton. A lot of people was down on that. We missed out on Hampton. We still got Jalen Hale. We still got Jerry Hampton. These guys ain't even played down in Alabama yet. They might have the red shirt. We still got a load of sophomores on this team that are freaking highly talented. They ain't even got off yet. Right. Bro, we are stacked. Our roster is stacked right now.
It is. It is. And then the 2024 class is not done, and we're still in the top 5. We're still in the top 5.
I'm glad you brought it up, because that was another one of my talking points. That when did we get Keon Keeley? Towards the end, right?
Yeah. Towards the end. He come in.
Towards the end, right?
Yep.
It's a lot of minds that are going to be changed. It's a lot of minds that's going to be changed. Like, this ain't done. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. And we ain't finished. We are not finished.
You know, I don't know, man. I just, you know, like I said, I see them kids, you know, out there, and and don't get me wrong, I want them too. I you know, but I know realistically, everybody can't play.
Yeah,
you know, everybody can't. Everybody's not going to get. You know, how many linebackers did you just name?
I can't tell you how. 8 5-stars, 8 4-stars. Okay. And think about the true freshman, I ain't even played yet. So,
right. So you just named 16 linebackers. You think all them guys gonna get on that field, man? I mean, just be honest, man.
That's what I'm saying.
You name one that's out of Duncanville, Texas, and the only time you really see you on the field is special teams. You might see him in some small garbage time, you know. But so you know, listen, bro. If I was a linebacker, I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was a linebacker, I'm a highly touted linebacker in high school. I ain't going to Alabama. I'm not going to Alabama. You know, I might love Alabama. I want to play there, but I know, like, bro, this is gonna be a hill. Not if I'm trying to make the NFL. If I'm trying to make the NFL, I gotta go, you know, I gotta look at, okay, you gotta sit down, weigh your options, look at everything. All right. So they got this person, you know, then you got this person coming in your class as well. So they got other linebackers coming in your class as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I look at Georgia. They stacked over there. Like, I look at another school. They're stacked over there. You know. So I'm looking at Auburn. I'm looking at maybe Mississippi State or Ole Miss or, you know, South Carolina. I'm like, you know what? They play every Saturday on TV too. Because it don't matter if listen, I would love a ring. I would love to win a national championship. Yeah. You know, I love to win a national championship. But it don't matter if I went on the field. I don't want to ring by default.
Yeah.
And while I'm sitting on the bench, and while I'm getting rings by default and sitting on the bench, I'm not getting any kind of film or nobody, you know, no scouts are studying me to look at me and be like, hey man, listen, this guy did this. You know, I'm basically gonna be going into the combine. If I get invited, I got to put everything on the field there, or at you know, your pro day or whatever. Come on, man. I mean, we just gotta. I mean, as adults, you would think that we'd be like, hey man, I want him. Don't get me. I wanted Riddick. If he would have, you know, came over, I'd have been jumping before it. But when he chose Auburn, I'm like, hey man, listen, I understand. I really do understand. Not.
And
I hope you I don't wish you success. Go ahead.
And you know, I'll talk to you about it. Because right now, when I see comments about with fans and stuff, and I understand we fans, we do what fans do, but Me, and honestly, the reason why I can talk about other football programs because my program it be the place that are my best interest. It's not the actual program; it's the players that I have best interest in. And so with me seeing all this stuff lately, the fans get mad. They say the crazy stuff about the kids when they make a decision. I have a kid playing middle school football right now, and I'm speaking it into existence. When he goes through this process, it kind of make you be like, dang, bro. Well, I'm gonna tell you how my fan base is. The fan base that you know I love so much is if you make a decision that they're gonna make, they're gonna down you. I said, or if you commit and you don't turn out the way they want you to turn out, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna trash you. But it's the same way with the other guys too, with the other programs too. I said, so in my mind, I already got in my mind now. Let them know that you do what's best for you. You do what you want to do. In this decision, I will help guide you the best way I can. And if I can't, I will get the people to help you out with this decision even more. But bro, do it for you because in the end, these people are, Saban says it all the time. The media builds you up just to try to knock you right back down here.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah, you know, and like I say, and it's not guaranteed that, you know, you go in, you transfer that you're gonna go play someplace else. Because I mentioned Paul Tyson, and he transferred out, but you know, he didn't get the starting position out in Arizona State, you know, and he transferred again. We have another player that transferred to Texas and a running back, Keelan Robinson, and you know, he transferred to Texas. He wasn't a bad kid. He wasn't like a trouble kid where, you know, like we say a Jai Hall is, but you know, at the same time he went to Texas and they had a roster full of running back, one Bijan Robinson, you know, and he had to sit back in the backfield, and so it's just, you know.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do understand some situations when these kids transfer and do all these things. Sometimes it's a weird decision, but in the end, young men, women, whoever goes to make the decision, I wish you the best.
Now, I will say this: people who are playing, I don't get it. If you playing time on the field, right? You know, you out here playing and you getting in the game. Where you transfer for? I don't get that. You know, but I'm saying, but if you know you are a 4-star, 5-star coming out of high school, and you're on the bench, and it's a good chance that you're not gonna see the field. You know, I'm not mad if you go somewhere to try to get yourself seen, you know, on the national stage, and help propel you into the, you know, because people forget it was Nick Saban who told Jalen Hurts to transfer. You know, he didn't basically tell him transfer. He kind of said, "I would if I were you." And got him into the school.
Because you know why? Coach Saban, we can talk about this school all you want to. Coach Saban, this is a business, and this is the best business decision for you if you can go play here. I just recently heard that Jalen Hurts was thinking about going to Maryland. And Saban the one that told him that. Coach Saban the one that told him it'll probably best benefit you best if you go play for Oklahoma.
Yep. Because that man known for turning out quarterbacks out there. He's known as being a quarterback, real.
So all fans out there, they say, "Oh, y'all did Jalen Hurts wrong." In the end, Saban had the best interest of Jalen Hurts.
Right. Directed him to a school that would suit him fine, and then what ended up happening? This man ended up being a Heisman candidate. He didn't win it, but he ended up being a Heisman candidate.
That man just played in the Super Bowl, bro.
Just played in the Super Bowl. And the person that a lot of people was like, yeah, and we know he didn't have the strongest throwing skill when he first came, but he worked and he worked hard. He worked and he pushed himself. You know,
And
he
I
could have tried
guarantee
the
you, when
next
he learned,
season.
he could have.
Go
And
ahead.
I can tell you the season. I can tell you the season he probably learned the most is that season when he signed behind Tua. I guarantee you, he
Right.
learned the most from that situation right then and there.
Right. Exactly. Because you got what is it? You can't play 4 games if you play in 4 games. I think you can't red shirt,
Yeah.
but you can sit down and red shirt yourself, right? But Jalen walked out there anyway
Yep.
in mop up duty on that
Yep.
fifth game. It took everything away, and that showed you his
Surely
character
did.
at that point. You know, and I want to talk about something else that and I'm gonna have you elaborate on it. Um, you had sent us a video the other
Oh,
day
yes, sir. That was another talking point, too.
with with Jahad Campbell and it was Jahad. Who else was it?
John Cameron and Chris Braswell.
Chris Bradwell. And they were interviewing with a guy, and you know, talking to talk, and you were talking about how they went over Pete Golden and Kevin Steele, but they went over it so fast that if you weren't paying attention, it would have went straight over your head. But
Mm-hmm.
in that little bit of time, you picked up a whole lot of inside information from that small,
Yep.
conversation. So I'm gonna go ahead. Tell us about that conversation.
So it was actually the dude, the Miami guy, and he likes to interview those guys from the South Florida area, and just athletes all around, whoever he can get. Cause he do good. It's called Footballville. Please go watch his stuff. He a Miami guy. Go watch his stuff. Footballville. Subscribe to him. And he basically, and like you said, it was a brief moment. It was a brief moment, but I listened, and he basically asked him about Pete Golden and Kevin Steele, because he said, as a Miami fan, he was kind of upset that we came and got Kevin Steele, because basically the product that was on the field went on Kevin Steele. They know what Kevin Steele can do. Kevin Steele been around football for a long time. That's one of the things he was saying. He said Kevin Steele been around football for a long time. He said Kevin Steele was around when took his first handoff. That's how he said he been around. But they asked him. They asked Jahad Campbell and Chris Braswell, what's the difference in between them two? And I picked up off of it. He said Pete Golden, my guy. He said he knows a lot. He said, but Pete Golden wanted the click for you fast. Wanted the click for you fast. Want you to get it right away. The difference is between Kevin Steele. He said Kevin Steele actually wants you to learn what's going on. Actually wants you to go through the process of the play so you can understand it. And remember, all through the season, we all said that Alabama defense looked out of place. They looked like they don't know what to do. They looked confused. That I picked up. That comes from Pete Golden wanting them to catch on so fast, and probably he teaching them something. And let's move on. Teach them something. Instead of breaking it down. Hey, does everybody understand what we do? And they all probably like, yeah, but really they don't understand. Versus Kevin Steele, he gonna put out this scheme. He gonna coach the scheme. He gonna make sure everybody understands what's going on in the scheme, and we gonna understand this scheme, and we gonna do this scheme. Let's just put some out there, move on. Put some out there, move on. Put a whole bunch of stuff out there that everybody ain't catching. Kevin Steele is gonna make sure that you understand what is going on. He said that difference in between the two.
Right.
And
So
they answered a lot of questions for me. what's been going on.
Right.
Those are confused because Pete go get it just like this, and probably putting tons of information out there, and you can't grasp all this stuff if you don't understand the last stuff you put out there.
Right. So basically, Kevin Steele is making sure you understand the fundamentals. He give it to you, and he bring, like me and you was talking about. The teacher will show you the work. Back when we was young, when I was in school, the teacher would give you the equation or the problem, but he also worked that problem out in front of you so that you understood. On the chalkboard, he worked it out for you, and basically Pete gave you the equation, but he didn't work it out for you. Like, here's the
He ain't
equation.
giving no examples with it.
Briefly. Right.
Yeah, he
Just
ain't
quick
giving no
brief.
examples with it.
Right. No examples. And we on to the next. And that's he might know a lot and he might be knowledgeable, but he's not teaching those guys. And I guess
Yeah.
it's the issue, like you said, the guys were looking confused, out of place, just bewildered out on that field, man. You was like, man, these boys look like they ain't been to practice together. Like, they just start practicing Tuesday and the game Saturday. Like, what? They done had all spring, all fall, and then here we come, and you still looking like you got the playbook 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So,
Because they probably got a lot of information that they didn't understand.
well, I hope Pete take that same energy and take it over there to Ole Miss and get them guys confused. And
Don't change it now.
and we pick up the baton and keep on moving, man. Hey, you guys. Also, before we get to the next topic, whatever talking point, like I said, if you guys want to come on in the shows, Tuesday night, Friday, Saturday night, whatever, you can email us. My email is rtru01@yahoo.com. And, shoot me an email and I'll get it to the right person. And you will get an invite of, what night to come on, and, the do's and don'ts of the background. And then Nick's email, I don't know it off the top of my head. It was up on the screen. So, and you can email him, and like I said, he'll get your information to the right person in the right hands, and you receive a text or email or whatever, and we can get you on, whatever best night it is for you and for the show. So, but what other talking points you have, man?
Dang. Okay, I want to talk about God dang it. The pros and cons. Hold on, I gotta find the pros and cons of Jay Lamiro. I gotta go find it though. I took a picture of so the pros of Miro, the quarterback situation. And I'm talking about this because the reason why whatever quarterback decisions that made will be good. So I'm the pros of Jalen Miro. The pros: elite speed, shifty athleticism, strong arm, good pocket awareness, winning mentality, high motor, strong lower body, overthrows too common. That's fast. He overthrows the balls on two regular basis. Hold on to the ball too long. Lack of starting it and accuracy on medium throws. I think that those are some good traits. What you got to say about that?
I agree with all the things from the pros to the cons. On the con side, I'm gonna add one to it, and it is It is what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence. It looked like he may lack a little confidence. He's not completely trusting his arm, and sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of times, he takes he that one read. If that one read ain't there, that boy in the wind.
Yeah,
He in the wind. He's gone. He ain't, looking for a check down or nothing. He is out of there, you know. And I'm just hoping, man, that with everything that we done heard on the off season, this guy taking the receivers and people down to Florida and working out with them, and just him trying to get better. Spencer, ball handling skills, yes, ball handling skills. I'm hoping that he's
yes,
worked on all this stuff, man. And in fall camp, he gets that confidence. He's hitting them throws. I don't really care about the long deep balls. I wanted him to hit the medium throws. Short the quick slant, those passes, get him out the hand, get him to the receiver, and I think that would build his confidence up. And from there, it's a step, it's a process. Um, Me and you were talking yesterday, and we talked about this subject several different times because we were talking about the recruits and us fans kind of being too hard on the kids for not choosing Alabama, or the negative comments. But maybe I don't know what Miro does, but maybe he need to turn his social media off, and because he's gonna hear those negative comments, he's gonna read them, and if you're already not confident, that play with your mind, because it's all in the mind, bro.
yeah.
It's
And
all in the mind. I think everything with him is mental.
I'm a, that's kind of the bad thing of having these elite quarterbacks like Rice Young or Tuas. Now, when you make the switch over to somebody that doesn't have that quarterback talent, now pressure is on this quarterback room to, hey, y'all ain't got to Bryce no more. Listen, stop listening to that stuff, because y'all ain't got to be a Bryce. Be the best
Right.
you, and you can win games. But that's kind of the downfall of having a upside of a Bryce Young, because we put some more pressure on these guys to be the next great thing, instead of just, hey, I just want you to be the best you, bro. I just want you to play the best football you can, bro.
Listen, man. Through all sports, there's been greats. Boxing, basketball, baseball, football. I'm not into soccer. I try to look at it, but it's just too damn long. So, but soccer and all the sports, right? Michael Jordan had sons. They're not him. And every time they come on the court, when the boy was in college, they were trying to play ball. They're being
That's all
compared to
they.
this man. That's all you won't let that man be him, whoever he is. Boxing, actually George Foreman's sons and uh um um the cat from Philly. I can't think of his name right now. Smoking Joe Frazier, son,
Yeah,
Paul. And is the media is everything they do, they compare to their father. And he's not his father. Let him be him. And from that, you're gonna not succeed when you're trying to put him in that box. You
yep.
know, you're not gonna succeed. So we're trying to put Miro, Simpson, and or Buckner in Bryce's box or Tua's box. They'll never have a chance. They'll never have a chance because they're not Tua, Bryce, or any other of the elite quarterbacks.
Nope.
There will only be one Bryce Young. There will only be one Tua Tagovailoa. There will only be one Michael Jordan. Only one Kobe. only one Muhammad Ali, only one whoever. You know, you can't do that, and we do it. We do.
Yup.
You know, as a people, we do, and we just and we see it all the times in the chats over here. Y'all Bryce going, what y'all gonna do? I mean, come on.
We're gonna go play football. That's what we're gonna do.
That's all
We're
we
gonna
can do.
play football.
That's all we can do. So but these kids here in today's time, it's way harder not to hear it because it's so much social media. It's so much, everything is instant.
Yep.
Before you can go turn the TV off and turn the radio off and you don't have to listen to it. But now, your phone is connected to your social media. It's bing, 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 bing. It's all day. It's all day. It's
And don't let
maybe they
nobody
need to,
don't let nobody at you. Don't let nobody at you.
right. If they ask you, it's coming to you, man. So maybe they need to, I don't, they're 18, 19 years old. So I don't want to tell them what to do. You're trying to let them be young adults and make decisions. But maybe, it's a thing like, hey, I'm turning my social media off, to my family, call me if you need me, call me, whatever, talk to me. But don't call me talking about what you heard on the news. I don't want to hear it.
Don't want to hear that.
Don't call me talking about what Paul Feinbaum said or this analyst said or that analyst said. Don't call me, check up on me, see how I'm doing, yada yada yada. And I'm gonna let everything play out on the field. Let it play on the field.
Yep.
So so I guess the Jeremy Pruitt story, saga, whatever you want to call it, has come to an end. It's been reported that Jeremy Pruitt is going back to his high school alma mater, and he's going to be the physical education coach there. And I mean, that's good. I'm if he can go back there and coach PE, we know he ain't making no crazy money in a high school, and I think
Hey, you
Jeremy may
working,
be okay. Right, he working out, and I'm hopefully, Jeremy manages money well, so he good. He don't really need the money. He just want to be active and doing something. But this is my question. So Jeremy goes back to his alma mater, becomes a physical education coach, and in a couple of years, nobody will be talking about Jeremy Pruitt, right? After his 6-year show clause deal passes by, because I'm not really sure how old Jeremy is. I want to think Jeremy is about what, early 50s. I'm thinking.
I
I'm
don't
really
know
not
for
sure of
sure.
his age.
Yeah, I'm assuming so too.
I'm gonna say about 51, 52. I'm thinking. So when his 6-year show clause deal is up, said and done, he done served his time, his sentence, or whatever. Do you think that there will be a redemption for him? Do you think that someone in college football will reach out to him and offer him a job? Again, will he have to start in smaller and say like MFR say he's 48 years old, so he's only 48.
Oh
So
wow.
6 years from now, he'll only be 54. Depending on whenever his birthday is. So do you think, like I said, the college world will reach back out to him? Maybe not a head coach, but maybe like a DC. Or do you think he had to start maybe in a small group of 5 type school and work his way back up to the Power 5?
I'm gonna say yeah, because I believe that's what most coaches have to do when they go through their list of that. And I'm gonna be at a coach. In high school. I mean, for a while, I believe that's gonna be the best way to build itself. Unless a big program just give him a chance at an analyst, or something like that. But I believe that'll be probably his best shot. You know what I'm saying? Unless like I said, let somebody just sit back and wait for it over, and they'll be like, "Hey, come coach to DC or something like that." But I believe it has to be an analyst or lower level school job. But I don't know for real. But that's just my thoughts on it.
Okay. And another thing, I hear
Hey, let me call you back. I'm doing
that
stuff. All right, I'm listening.
I hear that Alabama offered one uh, wrestler's son a scholarship. You know what I'm talking
Big Harvard. Yeah. hey, I'm gonna say this. I don't know nothing about the kid. Cause I heard his walk on offer. But if he got
Right.
spirit, the daddy got enough wrestling. Hey, let do it. Let's do it.
So here's the question: do you think his son is self? Because you know his dad's a Georgia man.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he played
so you
football with
think
Georgia, right?
he's a Georgia man? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Georgia man. So you think his son is self? Because I don't know if Georgia has offered him anything, preferred walk. I'm not even sure what his stats are. I don't even know what position this boy played, to be honest with you. So I really don't know.
Linebacker.
But
He played linebacker.
he played linebacker. Okay. And I don't know what his rating did. I don't know if he's any good or anything. But like I say, Nick Saban sees stuff in people that a lot of people don't see. Because we have a three-star commit out of Germany. Three-star commit. Don't ask me to say that man's name. I ain't gonna butcher it. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's coming in, and
Uh-huh.
in Germany they don't have organized football in high school like we have here. You know, so all of his stuff is rec league school. I mean rec league type of football. So there's really no much film on him, and no stats where you can go and rushing yards from or tackles or whatever the case may be. But they offered him, and he accepted, and he was a three-star. So obviously, Nick Saban sees something in that kid to offer him, and obviously they see something in Goldberg's son to offer him as well. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
I was just about to say it was a preferred walk on, so I'm like, but with that being said, another talking point I did have on tonight, and they're going on to the subject about the DeMarcus Reed thing. Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
missed out on a 5-star. Yes, you know what I'm saying. But listen, Alabama has done more with less before.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Levi Wallace. Levi Wallace was a walk-on
Mm-hmm.
who ended up being a starter at Alabama and going to the NFL and is in the NFL right now currently. Eddie Jackson was a 3-star
Mm-hmm.
recruit. Mount
Mm-hmm.
Terrence Cody, I think he was a 3-star. John
Yep, you sure was.
Job was a 3-star.
Yep.
Listen, we have done more with less. It's just coaching staff to bring the best up out of these kids, man.
Right. And then we have had 5-stars that didn't pan out.
But like a water balloon.
I'm serious. I'm more than one. More than
I ain't
one.
gonna say your name, Davis. I ain't gonna say Ben Davis name though.
I ain't gonna say it either. Ben Davis. And you can tell it didn't really work out because he went to Texas and still didn't get no love over there either. So, I'm just saying it don't always, the stars be there, and But those stars don't mean nothing sometimes, man. If you just have it in your heart, in your soul, you know. My son posted
Like I
something.
said,
Go ahead.
like I said, this is my thing about recruiting. Now, like I said, we fans, so all this is excitement about the recruiting. When you get a 5-star, 4-star, how not. I said, but honestly, my opinion about it is everybody is overrated and underrated going into college. Because we're rating these kids based off how they played in high school. We don't know how these kids are going to look in college. Some of these kids playing out, some of these kids be way more than they're going to be. But that's why I say they're overrated and underrated at the same time, because some kids come in and be exactly who they are and more. Some of them that be underrated come in and be like, dang, how didn't you get the 4-star or the 5-star thing? Like, some of these kids have to get to prove themselves. So that's why I say are overrated and underrated until they get on the field and prove themselves.
Big and small, no, we can't. And we're not tonight, buddy. Anyway, like my son posted something, right? I'm gonna read it to you. From walking on his freshman year at Alabama State. Listen, he walked on at Alabama State. I ain't say Alabama. I ain't say Auburn. I ain't said Georgia. I ain't said Tennessee. From walking on Alabama State University to being a first-round draft pick. Now he's one of the highest paid offensive tackles in the NFL. Houston, Texas, Titus Howard.
Yes. Hey. Yes.
Okay.
I'm about to say, you said the first-round draft pick.
He walked on at Alabama. He didn't walk on at Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, USC, Michigan, Texas A&M. He walked on to Alabama State.
No TV time. No
TV time at all. And then when they did get TV time, it's on ESPNU. You know what I'm saying? It's on ESPNU. And this man,
and only your family to watch it and alumni.
That's it. And this man became a first-round draft pick.
Yep, and Jay got paid, baby. Jay got paid.
$56 million extension, 36.5 mil guaranteed. He wasn't no 5 and 4 and all them high 3-stars. He wasn't even in the radars of none of these schools. So some people, just backing up what you just said, some people it just is you wonder like, man, how did he do that?
Yep. The heart, man. Someone got that heart, bro. Someone got that will not to be denied regardless of the situation. Someone been told so long that you ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna make it in football. And someone be like, yeah, okay, we finna see. I'm finna prove all y'all wrong. I'm finna prove myself right and prove you wrong. It's that drive, bro. It's that drive. Like, I'm realistic myself. I tell him for real. I say the NFL pro sports, I say it's not impossible, but the odds are so stacked against you. So the people that make it, bro, you gotta be a dog. When everybody at home in the bed, you gotta find time. You gotta find the time to put your work in, get your work in. You can't do what everybody else when they are practicing the huddle, bull driving, laughing. No, you do extra. You gotta go above and beyond, bro. Because people don't believe this. Professional sports, you don't know how many average athletes are actually in the league all around, and how many great athletes never made it there, because those average athletes are willing to put the work in that nobody else is willing to do.
Right. I mean, we talking about that boy from Alabama State, but you got to think about Jerry Rice. He didn't go to no big college. Mississippi Valley.
Walter Payton.
Jackson State. Hell, what's his name? He's on every TV show there is now. not TV like
Shaq
for his
Clark,
acting. Now,
Michael
news.
Strahan.
Michael Strahan, Texas Southern. Hell, he was another one that was in overseas. Michael was living
Hey,
overseas. I think his father was military, so he didn't really play
like
high school
Spencer
football
said,
like that.
like Spencer said, Terrell Owens. You see Terrell Owens in NFL, you like,
Chattanooga.
how in the heck? This man from Alexander City, and how in the heck Alabama, Auburn, they offered this man? What was going on?
Didn't offer him. This man got an offer at Chattanooga. Chattanooga. You know, you think, and his work ethic. Don't listen. People might talk about his antics, but Terrell's work ethics are like insane. They're insane. Even today, at his age, you know, that man probably still out working
right now at his age, right now.
Right.
And then what I tell people, you know, I come from the baseball world, and I tell people the grind of baseball is so different. So I tell people, if you see a person that made it in baseball, and I ain't even talking about the MLB, I was talking about single A, double A, triple A, or the MLB. If you see them make it, especially the MLB, they deserved it because the grind in baseball doesn't stop. I'm gonna tell you how baseball goes, how it went for me. Okay, seventh grade, I started playing high school baseball. The high caliber coach with high caliber baseball players. So when this started for me, I went from little league 11 to 12 to high school. I didn't even play rec ball with the 13 through 15. I went from 11 to 12 to high school. So I started high school. Then I played rec ball. This is 2 baseballs already. Our rec ball had the travel league. I played the travel league. Then after that travel league, guess what I did? I actually played on a travel team. That's 4. After that travel season was over, I played fall ball. 5. After fall ball, guess what? Get your dead period, but your dead period ain't sitting there. Your dead period is working out for the high school, throwing the baseball, hitting off the tees and hitting in the back cage, unsupervised by a coach. Wink, wink. That's baseball. Then after that, we go straight into high school baseball. Then we do it all over again. That's non-stop baseball. So any person that makes it in baseball, bro, they put their heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears into it to make it. And I'm saying this about baseball, but I know if you get to the top level of any sport, that's what it is. Hey, you basketball or high school basketball, you playing all these basketballs. These kids not even playing goddamn on travel football. I don't agree with travel football because there's too much football on your body. But a lot of these kids are playing sports nonstop. They playing sports nonstop. Soccer, all that crap, bro. It's unbelievable right now. So when you make it, you deserve to make it.
Okay. Well, listen, bro. I don't have that much discipline in me, so I'm just gonna be honest with you.
That's why I'm doing this.
Listen, man. So we had an hour and 10 minutes. Any last, topics you want to hit before we get out of here?
No, but I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish out the pros and cons on the later show of all the quarterbacks. I wanted to do all the quarterbacks. I only did Jamiro, but we're gonna talk about it on the later show why I think each quarterback has a chance to succeed, and I'm gonna bring up the pros and cons.
Okay. All right, and everybody in the chats, once again, if you'd like to be on the show, you want to come on, you can email me at rtru01, not O, the 01 at yahoo.com. And you can email Nick Saban Jr., Mr. Harmon at gmail.com there. And we will get it. We will, like I said, get you to the right place, to the right person, and they will get you set up and you will be on the show.
And even if you want to come on the show, this show available too. If anybody want to come on, so it's free for this show too. It's not just the Tuesday show, the Friday show. Is this show here?
Right. Come on, talk to us, man, and have your talking points ready. Don't just be sitting up here looking at us. We don't like you like that. So
nah.
So and Saturday. Oh yeah, don't forget about the Saturday show, because that is that's Icebox, baby. And we just started up last Saturday, and we had a great show. Man, we went for like 2 hours.
The Saturday show though, like I told Icebox, I said I'm gonna try my best to make it on like promises. Right now I'm in the process. My son, my boys be wanting to put in their work. I know out there some, but I got 4 boys. They want to go out there on the field putting their work. And big boy over here would be tired. I'd be lazy. I'd be want to, but I don't want to put the work in. I can't deny it. I gotta go out there with them. So I be tired from that junk some nights. So but I'm gonna try my best to come on Saturday, because that Saturday show, hey, that thing was solid. That thing was fire. That was Saturday, bro.
And I
think
it
was great, bro.
Right, it was, and that was just a test pilot, and it just turned out to be a great show.
It was
a hell of a show.
That thing was fire.
Right. And I think in the future we're gonna have 2 shows on Saturday. Actually, one in the earlier, especially when football kickoff, when college football kickoff. There'll be one in the morning, more prediction type show, and then later on in the afternoon and the nighttime, we'll come on and do like we did last Saturday. And like I say,
y'all see me on that morning show a lot. We're gonna basically pick a couple of teams and try to you know what I'm saying, pick do like score predictions or whatever, win or loss or whatever, who will win or whatever. And we're gonna try to do our homework best we can on it.
Right. I know Nick will be stopping in some of them Saturday mornings. I know Rags and Fitness will be stopping in on some of those as well. And but that Saturday night show, man, it's gonna be crazy. And I enjoy every minute of it, man. Like I said, we went 2 hours and just having a great time. So on the Saturday night show, what'd you say?
Just imagine on the pilot show it was 2 hours. Think about when the season come in.
How long and we got games to really talk about. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts. And you can be a part of that show. You guys in the chat, you can come on and be a part of that show. And whether you fussing, cussing, or you cheering, come on and do it with us. And like I said, man, we're gonna get ready to close this thing out. What you got, Nick?
And one more thing, Spencer asked when my show is. Right now, I'm really just figuring out. I'm just getting in live when I can get them in. But hey, y'all come check me out on RiseUp.TV if y'all are not subscribed. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I'm eventually trying to do. I talk Georgia football over there. I talk Alabama football. I just started talking about LSU. I had an Auburn guy come on. I'm really trying to be the SEC Sports Talk TV over there, man. Alabama fans, so my Alabama takes might come off as kind of biased, but I really try to keep it honest as possible as I can. Be with all these teams, take the fanboy out of it, and keep it straight football talk. So if y'all don't mind that, man, come help me out. Come subscribe to my channel over there, man. And I'm working on some interviews right now. I know right now I'm working on the former Georgia player playing Bruce Figgins. He played tight end. Mike Bubba was the offensive coordinator. He played with Matthew Stafford, Sean Marino. Joe Cox was the backup quarterback at the time. Justin Houston was the linebacker. He played with that team.
Okay.
And I ain't say the name of the other guy that I'm working on, but I got somebody working on it right now, and I haven't heard a response back from the person yet, but they working on me an interview, and this is an interview y'all gonna want to see if I get it.
Okay. So, like you said, come over, check out Nick Saban Jr. Sports Talk TV. Subscribe, to him. Also, Rags and Fitness, who come on when he can with us.
Roll Tide, roll, baby.
Subscribe to Rags if you're not. Kangaroo Black, another, honorary member of the show.
Yes,
And
sir.
like I said, everybody in the chats, Alabama Ty, Spencer, William, Brenda B. I think the Sprinkles have left, but Tammy, Bobby, Van Edwards. Who else we got in here? Georgia's a cupcake queen. Who is that? Georgia's a cupcake queen. Anybody know who that is? I love that name. I don't know who that person is, but I've been seeing him for the last week or so. Roll Tide to you, sir. MFR Jones. I saw the
Damn funny.
I saw the 2 times here earlier. Beer cans and baddies. You beer cans. Welcome. You gonna show up anyway. I saw King Brian in here somewhere. Sweet Home Bama 22. Brenda Banks, thank you. Brenda Banks always come and she always give us a Roll Tide, and she don't really say much in the chat. She just said Roll Tide. So Brenda Banks, thank you so much for showing up. We appreciate it, and we would like to thank the guy who gives us the opportunity to come on and talk football with you, laugh, and all the good stuff. Mr. Joe Lozada, thank you for the platform, sir. CTS is his platform, and he let us have free reign. So thank you, Joey. Mobile, I see you up there, and the hell with your dogs. DeMarco Brooks, thank you, sir. And what did Van say? You laughing at?
Oh, well, he said I can interview him. I'm kind of a big deal. I got you, man.
All right, y'all, man. We're gonna end this show. Like I said, thank you everybody for coming in. Roll Tide and good night.